What's up, guys? How's everyone doing? I want to do a more fun video today on a not so fun topic, and that is panic attacks. I didn't really, even though I wasn't fully aware that I've experienced panic attacks throughout my entire life, they really didn't ramp up. They didn't ramp up until last year. And really, it almost feels like a new year already, but in 2021 is when they really started to get intense for me. And I just want to make this quick video to give some very basic yet powerful tips on how to navigate them and how to kind of surf the wave when the wave of them comes up. Because whether we like it or not, a lot is going to be continually happening in the external world. Meaning things are going to get much more intense, and things that can cause anxiety, stress, fear are going to be at an all-time high because we're in this ascension process. Because we are in this ascension process. And it's just one, again, it's a good thing to have in your toolkit, if you will. And if these resonate with you, great. If some of them do, great. If you find your own ways of managing and moving through panic attacks when you're feeling very high states of anxiety, great. These are just things that have really worked for me and have gotten me to a point where I don't experience as many at all, as many panic attacks. And when I do, I really am becoming a master at moving through them. And they no longer control my day or my hour, and the fear of them no longer control me. So let's get into it. Number one is these are very basic, but they're very powerful, and people forget them when they're in these lower states of anxiety and fear and crippling anxiety, panic attack states. Number one is breath. Woo! Because when we breathe, we're no longer bypassing what's happening in our body. A lot of the times when you're experiencing these panic attacks, there's very lower aspects of you that are clearing out. There's very dense fear aspects of you, sometimes around health, sometimes around money, sometimes around safety, that are clearing out of your body. And for most of our lives, we've been denying and bypassing feeling those emotions. So when you're really stepping into something big in your life, usually you'll have a series of panic attacks because your body's finally ready to let those energies go. So when you breathe, you're literally allowing, you're not bypassing anymore, you're allowing, and you're bearing witness to these energies passing out of you. So breath and planting yourself in your body via breath and realizing that panic attacks and anxiety is just energy. It's swirling energy moving through you, moving out of you, and perhaps a buildup of that. When you breathe into it and breathe it out, it really anchors you into the moment, and it really allows you to gain back consciousness, if you will, of that experience. So number one is absolutely breath. Absolutely breath. Because when you breathe into the anxiety, when you breathe into the panic attack, again, you're reminding yourself that you're having a panic attack. You're reminding yourself that you're actually in control. Because panic attacks get you by convincing you that you're not in control, that something really bad's happening to you right now, etc., etc. And guys, you can play into the medical fear if you'd like. I have for most of my life. I don't anymore. But if there's something actually wrong with you, I promise you, at least in my experience, your body is, you'll know, right? If there's something you need to take care of is what I mean. Like, I had my appendix out many years ago, and your body will instruct you that, that something needs to be done. And again, you can do whatever you'd like, obviously, but you don't have to play in the fear. And breath and remembering that remembering that you're having a panic attack really helps you no longer play in that fear. I hope that helps. Number 2 kind of goes hand in hand with number 3. And that is okay, so do you know, growing up, at least I've done this a few times, I know many other people have as well, like when you had social anxiety growing up and you didn't want to seem like a loser, what we deemed as a loser anyways in society, so you'd pretend to talk on your phone to someone. Believe it or not, if you haven't tried this yet and you're having a panic attack, especially in a public place, this really helps, because there's the part of you that is freaking the fuck out within inside of you, that is very anxious and that is afraid to be seen. If you really start to acknowledge that piece when you're having a panic attack, and whether you say like it's okay, you're gonna move through this, it's just a panic attack, just talking to that part of you that's petrified, believe it or not, helps a lot. I do this by again, if I'm in the grocery store and I experience a panic attack, I'll whip out my phone and do that and talk to myself. Because a lot of us who are ascending as well, we're experiencing reality from a more 4th dimensional or 5th dimensional lens, and everyone else is, a lot of people are very much rooted still in the 3rd dimensional hustle and bustle, and sometimes that's jarring to our system, to our body. So if you can kind of, again, the whole phone thing, talking to yourself on the phone, really validates your own experience, right? It really validates that, holy shit, I'm not crazy. All of these people around me, God love them, nothing wrong with them. They're operating from lower dimensional frequencies, and that's what I'm stepping out of. So that helps. And I also do, number 3 is voice notes to myself. So again, I'll literally talk to myself as if I'm having a conversation with myself in order to soothe the part of me that is freaking the fuck out. And I'll keep doing it, and sometimes I'll listen back to them. I'll keep doing it until I'm like, oh, okay, I feel in control again. I feel safe. I'm feeling that it's moving past me. And I'm doing this as I'm breathing into my diaphragm, breathing through my nose, breathing out of my mouth. And believe it or not, these 2 things really help. And breath. They really help. And at first, this is kind of like, I guess, number 4. If you can get to a quiet space, if you can get to your bedroom, if you can get to a bathroom, that really, at the beginning, that really helps too. To get away from people and to just breathe and to even like perhaps close your eyes or lay down, like, that really allows the panic to move through you more gracefully. But you'll be able to get to a point where, and it's not a competition, but it's just the way it is, you'll get to a point where if you find yourself where you're surrounded by people, you can kind of watch the panic move through you, and you don't necessarily have to get to a place where you're alone. You can kind of watch the madness and the lower energies within you, and you freaking the fuck out, and you, again, through breath, you don't necessarily have to retreat to somewhere else. You can perhaps even stay in the grocery store and continue your shopping or whatever it is, and not have to make it as big of a deal as it was perhaps, months ago or years ago when panic attacks kind of ran your life or ran your day. So I hope this message helps. Again, a lot of people will be, for better or worse, experiencing these bigger bouts of anxiety and panic as the old world, as we knew it, crumbles. But again, they can seem scary, they can trigger all these limiting and lower dimensional beliefs that you used to have about yourself or your health. But again, I promise you, they don't have to run your life anymore if you're finding yourself in this wave of them. And I could almost guarantee that you're stepping into something much more new and expansive if you're having a bout of them, if you don't normally have them. I know, again, whenever I when I'm stepping into something much more massive than the reality I'm holding now, my body is literally purging these anchoring frequencies that have been holding me down, that are based in fear, lack, worry, trauma, fear around my body, fear around self-healing, all of these things. So it's actually a sign, again, in my experience that you're about to take a huge step up into the quality of your reality. You're about to climb, so to speak, another rung of your ascension ladder in your life. So I hope this helps. In the moment, they're no fucking joke. I mean, I've had panic attacks, in a lot of places, and I've had them with digestive issues where you have to run to the bathroom, and again, you feel like you're gonna die. You feel like you're gonna something like your heart, something's wrong. Your brain is something's wrong in your head. I've had all kinds of ascension things, guys, and every time they've passed, every time I get better and better at reminding myself what they are, that it's just energy passing through me, as intense as it is at times. And again, breath and talking to myself or voice noting to myself have tremendously allowed me to move through them with much more grace and ease. So I hope this message helps. Feel free to donate, like, comment, share this video with people who you think it would benefit as well. Check out my offerings in the pinned comment or the description of this video below. And I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your Tuesday. I'll talk to you soon in my next video. Peace!